Empathy and capability to listen and understand the needs of all citizens, regardless of their ethnic, cultural, and social differences, is a key aspect of modern leadership.
Почитувани ексцеленции,
Distinguished Excellencies, dear Mr. Maratinos, dear friends from the Forum of Cultural Diplomacy Forum from Berlin, dear friends, young leaders. The Cultural Diplomacy Forum is held in Ohrid on 11th of October, when we mark the day of the uprising in Macedonia against the fascist occupation. On 9th of November, we will mark 35 years from the fall of the Berlin Wall. This year, we also marked 100 years from the first restored Olympic Games, which held in 1924 in Paris. In ancient Hellas, ancient Greece, there was a custom known as ekecheria, which foreseen a seizure of war during Olympic Games. This intermission aimed to ensure safe travel of competitors and visitors to Olympic, where the Games were held. In practice, many polis, that is, city-states, adhered to this custom. Sometimes fights could continue, but in the society there was a strong tradition and pressure to honor these rules. This custom of ekechia was an important part of the cultural and religious life in ancient Greece, Hellada, and it was an important association of peace and unity. In the year when we mark 100 years from the restoration of the Olympic Games, we again see war on the territory of Europe, wars in the Near East, wars in Africa. Some 49 conflicts are currently active in the world in a year when we should be celebrating peace. But what is the role and impact of young people in this loony world of ours? 43% of the current global population are young people up till the age of 25. 50% or nearly 4 billion people in this world is young people up to 30 years. But what is the share of young people in political institutions, that is national parliaments, where debates are held and decisions are made for peace or war? According to the report from the Interparliamentary Union, in 93 national parliaments, young people have a share of only 2.87%. In 33 national parliaments, there is not even a single member that is younger than 30 years. There's no a Senate in the world wherever they exist. There is a member up to 30 years of age. But it's worth mentioning that the youngest MP is Cleo from South Africa, and she has only 20 years. Eve from Malta, 21 years, and Hannah from New Zealand, 21 years as well. 3 young girls, which should be an example for young people in other countries. The most of young people under 30 years we see in the Parliament of Armenia, that is 16.82% share, and Turkmenistan with 13.71% share. In Macedonia, the participation of young people under 30 years in the assembly is 2.50%. But what type of leadership we need today, which is the topic of this panel? According to our 15-year experience of the School of Young Leaders, young people foremost seek inclusive and empathic leadership. In a globalized world, leaders should be capable to accept differences and understand perspective of different groups. Empathy and capability to listen and understand the needs of all citizens, regardless of their ethnic, cultural, and social differences, is a key aspect of modern leadership. Moreover, young people are increasingly committed to transformative leadership. This is a leadership when leaders should be visionaries who inspire others to achieve changes. This type of leadership is necessary to deal with great challenges such as climate change, we saw with climate change what happens in Florida these days, economic inequality. We are aware of the Oxfam reports with the proportions of inequality today, and also political polarizations we see everywhere now, and even more present in the EU. Young leaders are increasingly aiming toward creating innovative solutions that lead to long-standing progress. It's significant also the responsible and ethical leadership, the concept. Young leaders are determined to go with ethical leaders that considers the general well-being and is transparent in all processes. This helps in building trust with citizens and long-term political stability. In recent years, there are frequent talks about global leadership. Young leaders are thinking globally and connect with global trends. This implies that they should be informed of the global challenges and cooperate via international networks to create solutions that they go beyond state borders. How to build cultural bridges between young people? First and foremost, we need intercultural dialogue. These are the foundations to build understanding among young people from different cultures. In the past 15 years, we've had participants in our school from every continent and from various cultures. Our experience is quite positive because personal contact is irreplaceable. Online meetings, webinars, Zoom conferences facilitate communication and building cultural bridges between young people. However, being present here in Ohrid when young people from different countries share personal ideas and experience cannot be replaced by no contemporary digital communication. Online platforms and digital cooperation are beneficial because the internet is a key tool to connect young people across the world. Platforms for international dialogue, online events and initiatives for joint resolving of problems is the occasion when cultural bridges are created, enabling greater cooperation. Projects based on common goals, such as the project's Alliance of Civilization of the UN, are quite beneficial for building bridges. By engaging in such projects that focus on global affairs such as climate change or social justice, young people from various cultures work together toward joint goals, which strengthens cultural understanding and solidarity. How to reach a legal framework for post-conflict reconciliation? Our experience in the Balkans shows a need from creating legal frameworks based on international law in order to ensure that there is a transparent and just process of post-conflict reconciliation. These frameworks can include mechanism for true understanding of facts, that is, the famous truth commissions, amnesty in certain cases, and legal processes against those responsible for crimes. The Commission for Truth and Reconciliation, as we saw in South Africa after the apartheid, are an example of how countries can deal with past conflicts. These commissions enable public platform where victims can testify of the injustice and also creating opportunities for national reconciliation. In order to have sustainable reconciliation, we need to create reforms in the political and legal institutions which would guarantee the rule of law and protection of human rights. This includes promotion of independent judiciary and institutions that will allow dealing with injustice and conflicts. Post-conflict reconciliation is not just a legal process, it also includes educational and social programs for reintegration of the different communities, promotion of mutual understanding via educational programs, and joint cultural activities that help reduce tensions. With these recommendations, young leaders can lead with vision, inclusivity, and ethics, while building global bridges and creating a contribution toward sustainable reconciliation. I wish you a productive dialogue and success on this forum, Cultural Diplomacy Forum. Thank you.